Franny here from Franny's Sports and Travel Corner. Want to talk to you tonight about the game between the New York Liberty and the Chicago Sky. I thought Teresa Witherspoon did a great job addressing Kennedy Carter's foul against Caitlin Clark, and she said that she got caught up in the heat of the moment and she did something that was inappropriate. So I really appreciate Witherspoon owning that and giving Kennedy a way out. However, I think that the Chicago Sky continue to have a problem with overly physical play. I don't mind physical play, but when it gets dirty, then I think you have a problem. And so in tonight's game, you had two technical fouls against the Chicago Sky. It ended up becoming a nasty game, and Angel Reese got ejected. Speaking of Angel Reese, I have been skeptical about Angel since she used the portal to get away from Maryland, where she was recruited. She's from Maryland. And she then went to a place where she thought she could maybe win a national championship and then ended up winning that at LSU. So I want to speak about the portal, and we'll go into this in depth, but as a coach, I'm not sure I like the portal. So it's like if you have something to say to a player and they don't like it, then their next step is to say, hey, I'm out of here then, and I'll go someplace else to play. So I think it can be hurtful, too, because part of your job as a coach, especially at the college level, is to prepare your better players or everybody to move on in life, period. And that means sometimes you have to correct young people who have an attitude, who aren't team players, who just need to grow up a little bit. And I've always found that now when I've gone back and talked to my players, they've been very appreciative 30 years later, but they've been very appreciative when you hold them to account of themselves and their actions, and they don't forget it. And I've had a lot of them come back and say, thank you. You were the coach that I needed to get me through that period of my life. So I think those types of things are important. And I think Witherspoon's going to have a little problem on her hand if she does not kind of keep an eye out for Reese and how she's interacting with some of the other players like Carter, because after the game with Caitlin, she came over and, she was talking to her and Cordosa, and you don't want that influence on your team. So I'd almost have an assistant watching her continually. And I think maybe she'll come around. It's a shame because she's a great offensive rebounder. She can do a good job, but she wants to do it her way. And that showed tonight when she got in technical and got ejected from the game. And she's going to have to be monitored, I think. So if any coach can do it, it would be Witherspoon. But I think Witherspoon's going to have to sit down with her team and say, look, we're here to play basketball. Let's let our actions speak for themselves. Tonight, Mabry got into it with Lainey Hamilton. And I like Mabry, but they did a good job of keeping her with no points in the first quarter. And then one of the things that Marina can do is when she goes to drive, she will lean into you with her left arm, and she'll protect the ball with her left arm, but she'll also duck her shoulder and really come into you. And it's really an offensive foul, but she's gotten away with it so long she doesn't like to be called on anything. So it's kind of that attitude. The minute a foul is called, they all want to break. And I think as a coach, you just got to sit down with those players and say, look, this was a foul. I don't want to hear you talking to the officials anymore, because they're getting that reputation. And I know Teresa Witherspoon was not that type of a player. She was tough, but she wouldn't do a lot of complaining, and she'd let her actions speak for herself. So Brianna Stewart had her best game this year, 33 points, and I think it was 14 or 17 rebounds. Anyway, she had a double-double and did a great job. One of the things I liked about the Liberty is they lost to them the last time. They came out ready to play this time. The score at the first quarter was 31-15. And the first team wasn't playing that well. So Witherspoon put in her second team, which was including Carter, and they got them back in the game without a doubt. and at the half it was 49-48 Liberty. So a lot of good things happened. Carter ended up being a high scorer of the game, and she came with a purpose to play tonight, and let her and just did that, just played the way she's capable of playing, and really was an asset to her team tonight. So kudos for her. I feel like hopefully she's learned her lesson, and Coach Witherspoon has helped her in that regard. Then you have Ionescu, she was Player of the Week last week, and Sabrina has really improved her game. She's a great outside shooter to begin with, but she's really worked hard on her drives and then pulling up for her shots. So you can tell the work that she's done, and she's also become a little bit better offensive player. So, and then you have Jonquel Jones, which is down there right. She's a tough gal to move anywhere. She'll battle you on the boards. They got hurt a little bit, the Liberty, when she went out of the game with 3 fouls at the half. So, but in the third quarter, they came back and they really started looking at their offense. They have a great spread of their offensive. The spacing is perfect for the New York Liberty. They work well together. Good team as far as teamwork. They believe in each other and just really work well in order to win, and that's their main goal. And when things get tough, they go to Brianna Stewart, and she will take over, or she'll distribute the ball where it should be distributed. So if you let up on them at all, they will make you pay, and I love that type of a team. The foul with Laney Washington and Mabry, I like the fact that the coach for the New York Liberty took Laney Hamilton out of the game and allowed her to just sit for a little bit of time and then put her back in when she had gained her composure. So I think those are important types of things to do, but it was a good overall game, and ended up being 88-75 in favor of the Liberty. And so they really have done a good job of making some corrections, and now the score between them is they've each won one game on each other's home court. So anyway, it was an interesting game, and we'll see what happens next. Don't forget to subscribe below, and have a great evening, and we'll look forward to talking to you about the next game. Take care.